Hello and welcome to Beyond the Slipstream. This is the companion podcast to the Team Bus. I'm Matt Harper. I'm here with my brother Justin, and we're talking some cycling and some other stuff this week. Starting with, I guess, the biggest story of the week, which is the announced departure of one Juan Ayuso from Team UAE Emirates. It is rumored he is likely going to Lidl Trek alongside Matthias Norsgaard and Max Walscheid, who have also been picked up by that team. UAE stated a difference in vision. Your thoughts? Yuso out of UAE and onto Lidl Trek.
I think that we all knew that it was inevitable that, at some point you have to lose one of those two guys between João Almeida and him, if not both, honestly. I'm completely shocked at what a disastrous mess this story has become. I
Why?
can't believe, it seems like both sides of this story, Ayuso and UAE have completely fumbled the bag and look, in my opinion, they all look like assholes.
Well, that's been the story of their season, even in and amongst the fact that they're just an absolutely unstoppable winning machine who just took down 3 stages in a row. They just seem to be a hot mess. They keep going with these harebrained strategies. I mean, you were you were up in arms during the Giro about their two leader strategy, and lo and behold, they crapped the bed in the Giro and did not win a race that they very well could have won, given the pedigree,
Should have won.
should have won, given the talent, and the guys that they had. If that team had cohered the way they should have, they would have won that Grand Tour. They won the next Grand Tour, and they could be looking at winning. They could conceivably, with a lot of really good teamwork, could have a shot at winning this one. Instead, they're definitely not going to win this one, and they didn't win the Giro. They got one this year from Old Reliable.
So it's funny that you put it the way that you did, because Visma did this, a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They
Exactly.
won the Giro, they won the Tour, they won the Vuelta, and they did it with three different riders. With the only drama really coming from, the Vuelta and the fact that all three of their superstars were there. But it also then made the win and the ending and all of the stuff that came with it more sublime, in my opinion. To have them all three on the podium was just the perfect end cap to, an unbelievable season for that team.
Yeah.
But what a difference. You know what I mean? And maybe this is the result of having all of these giant stars on one team, that you're going to have, when the separations and the problems come, they're going to be bigger scale and messy. But I don't know. I, I think it's kind of crazy. So
The way that team season should have played out should have been like this. Juan Ayuso subverts his ego and helps Isaac Del Toro, the stronger of the two riders at the Giro, win the Giro. Um, Tadej Pogacar wins the Tour de France. And then Juan Ayuso subverts his ego, gets his stage win, and helps Joao Almeida have a realistic shot at beating Jonas Vingegaard. That that's what should have happened.
it is not what happened. So here is I grabbed a couple of quotes as I was reading through all these different, because I mean everybody had something to say on this subject. But the first quote I have is from Juan Ayuso, and I think this is interesting. He says, "I don't understand why UAE issued the statement without warning. They want to damage my image. I've suffered one disrespect after another from from the team's management. It's been a dictatorship.
Wow. Wow.
Strong words. Okay, like that's crazy talk. All right. Um
That's what happens when a guy like that goes to a team like that that's got that embarrassment of riches, you know. It's just like they just see the situation completely differently.
yeah.
To them, he is one part of a puzzle and he's not like the biggest part of it. To him, he should be the only part of any puzzle that he's at, you know? That's what he was told his whole life.
Yeah. 100%. It's completely understandable. So former pro Roxanne Niederman was particularly blunt in her assessment. When Pagachar isn't there, it's chaos. All right. She was telling this to the In Het Wheel podcast, In the Wheel. And in this Vuelta, they're doing nothing to change that image. If anything, they're reinforcing it. It's a team full of stars with so much talent. They can all accept that Pagachar is better, but among themselves, it seems they really struggle. At some point, you all have to get back on the bus together, right? I think Almeida is the type who says nothing. Juan Ayuso, though, is a bit of an arrogant brat. That's that's something cycling needs. But in this case, both he and Almeida are in their own little world. Headphones on. The team management just goes along with it. They think, let them get on with it.
Yeah.
I thought it very interesting. All right. Like, of all of the things that I heard, I was like, what a brilliant assessment of it where management's just like, fuck it. They're under contract. And, they're just like, okay, whatever. I'm going to put my headphones on and ignore you and hit the robo trainer. And, I'm going to go to my hotel room and get my massage.
Yeah, it's weird. That's kind of sucked to be on in that kind of situation on a team. It's a shame, but I guess that's sports, you know, that's professional sports.
Yeah.
That's how it plays out. Anything else on the Ayuso
No,
situation?
I am good. I am dying to see what happens next. Sticking with UAE Team Emirates and their two riders, Del Toro and Bagachar are going to be lining up with Primoz Roglic and Jonas Vingegaard for a 4-up race against each other. All right. So, what is so super cool about this particular format is
When is it? When is it?
it's
And
in
where?
October. Oh, what's going on? My link is not working. It's in October. What they're going to do is it's going to be a 2-part race, 1 part time trial, 1 part circuit. All right. And it's only the 4 of them. They don't
Wow.
get a team.
This is not a UCI thing though. This is got to be an exhibition type thing.
Yeah, it's like part of it.
They're
It
each
said
getting
it
paid a
said
million
that it was
dollars.
like it's part of some festival or something or other that's going on in the region. But how interesting is this?
Oh, I
Like,
can't wait. This is
yeah,
gonna be amazing.
just 4 dudes, just
It's like
4.
you know what this is? This is the skins game of cycling.
Yeah,
Remember the skins game?
yeah.
They still do that? Still play the skins game? Or just like
In pro golf,
where like four superstars get invited to battle it out, just them.
I don't know. I don't know if they do I mean, they do like match play, but that's really not the same.
No, the skins game.
But I'm in for this. I want to see it. I think it'll be completely bizarre to see just 4 people racing in a race. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, the time trial sets the pace and then it's just balls out on like a crazy circuit, like let's go.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like that sounds
And
like
it's like there's no teams to help people and stuff. It's like every man for himself.
absolutely okay.
Guys, dudes could form alliances like on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, like
Oh
you,
man,
you
it's
almost
so
feel like
tantalizing.
Del Toro and Pagasha are guaranteed to like fucking form up, and then Primos and Jonas have history too. I know, right? It's so great. What if Jonas and Tade just started just like let's just bury these two?
I love all four of these personalities. It feels like they're all fun loving in a way. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
right.
Like Jonas seems like the most serious of the bunch,
It's
and he's
like
not all
that.
that serious.
It's like that golf thing that Tom Brady and them do, where it's like like four celebrity golfers. They call it like the match.
Right, 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 right.
It's like two pros and like you would be even better if it was like two pros from another sport riding along with them as a team, and they had to like get that guy, the novice across the line with them.
I tell you what, the more gimmicks they shove into this thing, the better.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
as
I'm
far as I'm concerned, they could have like little fucking like ring dispensers out on course that you had to go and like fucking grab the brass rings and hang them around your shoulder on your way in.
all right. One last UAE note from my roundup this week. There are rumors that Biniam Girmay could end up at UAE.
I was hearing that. I think that'd be a good fit because I think they're losing Milano this year as well.
Well, and one of the things that they've seemingly been lacking is being able to pick up sprints, and it's like maybe you send Biniam to mop up like smaller races all over the place and give him a grand tour a year to give him a shot, but
Hmm.
like I feel like if he was on a team that could really understand his style and could get his performance levels up and his metrics up, and all that money definitely
Well,
seems like it could help him.
at the end of the day, Biniam Girmay is a classics racer. That is where he performs. He won Omloop, I think. Was it Omloop or
Mm-hmm.
Ghent Wevelgem? He won one of those races a couple of years ago. The Tour de France stages that he won were similar in profile to some of those kinds of races. And look at his performance in the Breton Classic over the weekend. He came fifth.
Yeah.
And that's essentially a classic. Those are the kinds of races where he excels, and those are that's an area that UAE outside of Pogachar, um, that there's a blank spot there on that squad.
I wouldn't say
It's
it's
one of
entirely blank because they've mopped up a
one
lot of small races, but
it's one of a very few. I mean, you got guys like Jan Christian that
yes.
can kind of win these kinds of races. Um, you got there was somebody else I was thinking about on that team, but
You have
um,
McNulty, you have
McNulty.
Yates, you have a couple of guys that can go out there and win races. I mean, there's no doubt. You know what I'm saying? You've got Mark Soler, you've got um,
But for
Tim
but
Wellens, a
for
perfect
but for
example. Tim Wellens.
races that finish in a flat to slightly uphill sprint finishes, they have nobody.
No, I agree, and he's a guy that would. And again, I think he benefits from being on a team that has a bigger budget.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
He'd love. I think he would do well there.
um, I think that I'm going to save this next thing that I have for next week because we are going to talk about G, and I think we'll just like throw that in there. Um, how about the Chris Froome wreck?
It's got to be a career ender, right?
I mean,
I
it's
really hope this poor bastard doesn't try to keep racing. It's like, dude, hang it up. All right, just enough already. You're not doing anything. You're not really helping your team. You're just out there trying to prove a point inside of your head or something. Like, dude, you won fourth course de France. Like, you're one of the all time greats. Hang it up, man. Go enjoy the rest of your life.
I mean, it's horrific, dude. So if you click on the link that was in there, it should take you to like photos of like what the bike looked like, which was just absolutely and utterly insane. I don't know why it seems like my links don't work for me anymore, but
Good Lord. Oh, well, no, that's just the tire.
that's the
That's a,
yeah. But go one more. Go one more. Look at the wheel. Maybe it's two more. But there's a shot of the wheel where it's literally just snapped in half.
damn, that picture doesn't come up. That third picture
Oh, well,
do-
it's the
doesn't
wheel.
load.
It's the wheel snapped in half.
Hmm.
So wish him a speedy recovery. But I think you're right, dude. Like you gotta make a decision at some point, man. It's crazy.
Please hang it up, bro.
I
Hang
mean,
it.
so it said that confirmed pneumothorax, 5 broken ribs, lumbar vertebrae fracture, which he had to have surgery for that day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, you know, hopefully he makes a speedy recovery, man. But holy moly, that is some scary, scary stuff.
Hang it up, Chris Froome. You were a great champion. Your career's over.
All right, what do you got in the racing world?
Well, Paul Seixas of Decathlon has won the Tour de l'Avenir, and he is the next big hope for French cycling. Like that is he is the guy, um, the one that I would say is most could most possibly break the now what is it 40-year curse of French curse of the Tour de France. Um,
He's young enough.
he's the second youngest winner ever at only 18 years of age. This guy was already being competitive in Grand Tour stage racing this year. At the Tour de l'Avenir, he won both uphill time trials on the first stage and the last stage, and he won the GC. And the dude's watts per kilos is absolutely nuts. Um,
Well,
one to watch.
he is 7 years the junior to one Tadej Pogacar. There's no reason to think that you know 5 years from now, that he couldn't compete in the Tour de France and very likely win it.
Yeah,
The kid is good. Like there's no doubt that this kid is really really good.
3 years from now.
Yeah, especially if Toddy decides to just like get the seven and roll out or whatever he decides to do.
Right, right.
So
In the women's Tour de L'Avenir, Isabella Holmgren of Lidl Trek beat out Marion Bennell um, by over 2 minutes. She not only won both of the TTs, first stage, last stage, and the GC, just like Paul Seixas, but she won another stage as well, and she has just signed a 3-year contract extension with Lidl Trek. Um,
well
she's a
deserved.
she's a baller. Isabella Holmgren is a name we will be talking about a lot in the next couple of years in the women's peloton.
Okay,
Um,
looks like you got some transfer stuff.
yeah, some other transfer stuff. So you got Gianni Vermeersch going from Alpecin to Red Bull. Um, Quinten Hermans from Alpecin is going to Q36.5. And apparently Alpecin is still searching for a sponsor replacement for De Koenig after this year. Um, and on the Q36.5 side of things, don't for, don't forget they picked up Fred Wright and Chris Harper already.
So,
So
I mean, like, how could it be hard for this team to find a friggin' sponsor?
with Matthew Vanderpool and Jasper Philipson on the team, yeah.
By the way, winning. It's not like they're not winning. Like they're
Yeah,
winning. They won multiple Tours de France stages. They've won multiple Vuelta stages now. All right. Did they win anything in the Giro?
they must have, right? Must have.
I don't know. Look it up. But how does this team? How is not someone like you know Borough Hansgrohe's got another sponsor. Like they've got multiple sponsors. They're not winning, anything in
Yeah.
comparison. Like they're winning races, yes, but not like Alpecin is. How can this team be searching for a sponsor? Like it just doesn't make
I don't
sense.
know. Maybe it's just part of the process. I just know that they are that the relationship with the Koenig is ending after this year, and they don't have a naming sponsor yet. I mean, it's like a certain X number of dollars that a sponsor is willing to
Well, I
commit.
hope I hope somebody swoops in and just gives them a pile of money.
I hope so too. Stefan Kuhn going to Tudor, and that is the last of my cycling notes.
All right, well, real quick. The Vermeersch, dude. Again, this team is building a stable of good riders.
Yeah, Red Bull,
Like
the next super team.
you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. And I mean their team is just getting crazy. Hold on, let's see which else. Yeah, I thought we talked about Kung de Tutor, but yeah, another team that seems to just be collecting, some really quality riders to hopefully, get themselves into the points game and roll. Speaking of the points game, not a lot of change this week. Astana is padded their lead with another 140 ish so points. Picnic Post and L, their gap is actually shrinking a little bit. Intermarché picked up some points this week and closed the gap with Picnic Post and L. But to me, the big story is between Uno X and Cofidis right now because uh, Uno X is only 50 points back at this point from Cofidis, and they're 1250 back from Intermarché, but the way that they've been kind of scooping things up of late, I could see Uno X make a run at that number. I mean, it's still within reach before the end of the season, depending on what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, yeah.
But I really do think that they are going to overtake Cofidis, very very soon. I think that's inevitable. So, but it does seem like Astana and Picnic Post are firmly entrenched in staying, not getting relegated or moving up. I guess it would be.
Yeah.
So anyway, on that note, I don't really have anything else racing. It seems like you got a couple of non-racing topics. What do you have in there?
Well, I wanted to mention these a couple of YouTube shorts um, from the New York Mets pitcher Nolan McLean, um, who pitched 8 shutout innings versus the Phillies a couple of nights back, and the video is highlighting the crazy amounts of ball movement that this guy is getting on his pitches, and it's just extraordinary to watch these dudes just whiffing at these pitches. I mean, these balls are coming in top right and exiting the frame like lower left and just leaving guys just guessing. And it's really when you see an edited video like that where
And
not
it,
only are you
it's just,
seeing each pitch, but you're seeing the little circles showing where it was actually landing and like where in the strike zone, and you know it's it's something to behold. And then there's also, and
well,
I put these in the show notes. There's uh another clip of him making a behind the back, like fielding a ball behind his back and then making the throw down the first. That was just also ridiculous for how quickly the guy hit that ball. And I mean, he just snagged that thing behind his back like it was nothing.
you
I
got.
don't know who this guy is. I don't follow baseball, but I like watching good
I gotta
fits of.
I gotta send you the Trey Turner slide. Like it's this insane. Trey Turner did this insane slide at home, where he like slid and stood up, and it was the smoothest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Um,
Send it.
I
Put
will.
it put it in your thing next week.
I will. So as a Nats fan, I hate both of these teams, but I can't tell you how joyous it is to watch Philly batters just whiff over and over and over again. Like, I even though I hate both of these teams, one making the other one whiff over and over again does make me feel very, very good.
For sure, for sure. All right, let me see what else we can squeeze in here. We still got a little bit of time. Um, I'll stay in the sports. Valentino Rossi. All right, Valentino Rossi is like what do you call that? Supercross
I don't know what
super
you call
super
that.
bikes, whatever. Like
Yeah,
the highest
Moto GP. I don't know. Yeah,
MotoGP, yeah, like the highest end of like motorcycle racing. The guys that like lean it way, way, way over. Um, and I just like stumbled upon a clip. The reason it stood out to me is the voice of the announcer was immediately recognizable as Carlton Kirby, who we hear
yeah,
all year long calling bike races.
yeah. It's weird.
Um,
It's weird to think he has another life.
yeah, well, it's funny. It's like if you do deep dives on some of these cycling commentators, like Orla Chenoweth, you can go on YouTube and see Orla Chenoweth talking about 20 different sports,
Yeah.
which is just so bizarre because she's so locked in our minds as like cycling. You know what I mean? Like Orla Chenoweth, cycling, that's it. But she has this entire other life. Same thing with Paul. What's his name? Paul Burmeister. Says it Paul
Yeah,
Burr.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that guy's he does tons of different sports.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that guy's he's working all year long.
But for in both of these cases, you're
They're
referring to
hosts.
the polished host of the
Yeah, they're
show.
they're hosts. They're
Yeah.
hosts for sure. Um,
So they know how to host. You know what I
right.
mean? But they both all have their insights as well. Now, I will say that I feel like Orla knows cycling better than Paul Burmeister knows cycling.
Uh, uh, Wait, Burmeister. Um, Maybe I don't know, but Carlton Kirby. There's a lot of crossover, I would say, between bike racing and motorcycle racing. So as long as Carlton Kirby is staying up on the sport, um, a lot of the sort of banter that he's going to lean on as he's calling, especially the finish of a motorcycle race, a lot of it's going to be similar to the same stuff that he's using, same bag of tricks that he's using when he's calling bike
Well,
races.
dude,
You
and
know what I
there's a
mean?
lot more going on in those races. Like, there's a lot of action going.
Well, it's going so fast, but at the same time, like this one that we watched, it's just two guys.
Yeah.
It's Valentino Rossi and this other guy going against each other. And it is absolutely amazing to watch like two guys on the fastest motorcycles in the world on a on a crazy course and what it's like when they are just like sparring with each other back and forth. It's basically like the last three laps over this course. There's nobody else left in this race. It is just the two of them. And the way the lead changes just keep going back and forth and back and forth. It's just crazy.
Well,
Crazy.
and the like, I mean, it defies physics how they can put these friggin' bikes the way that they do. It's
It's
insane.
wild. It's absolutely wild. These guys are so totally fearless. It's an incredibly exciting thing to watch. And then after I watched that, of course, it's going to lead me to other videos. And I came across another one of this same guy, Valentino Rossi. There was a crash in on this like race in Austria where they're coming up this big hill, and the way that the geometry of this crash worked, it's like they were coming up a hill, and at the top of the hill they had to make a right turn, and at, at the bottom of the hill they make a left turn to turn into it, and they start going up, and they make a right turn to turn out. Well, right behind Valentino Rossi there was a crash of the guys riding right behind him, and they slid out to the right of the track, and they're going so fast that, and they were going on a straight line, whereas the road that Rossi was on kind of came curved out a little bit, and then it made its right turn. And it's so the way it played out is these two guys who crashed, their motorcycles without them on it were flying into
Yeah.
the
Straight
roadway,
line. Straight line
where
from where they
straight
were.
line where these guys were about to be coming through after they make this right turn. And Valentino Rossi missed both of those two bikes by like fractions of an inch and was completely shaken when they neutralized this race, because I mean there was two guys down, they had to clean off the course and everything. So they neutralized this race, and it was interesting. One of the shots, you saw the guy going all the way back into like the bowels of this like racing center
Oh yeah.
where his team is was based out of. Um, Absolutely crazy, crazy stuff. Um, and then when they showed him going back into his team area, that just got me thinking about the movie F1. Have you seen F1?
No, it's on my list of like near future movies.
Yeah, it's really good. I just watched it, so definitely check out F1 with
Yep.
Brad Pitt. Um, cool
I
movie. So,
love the other guy that's in it, the black guy. He's
mhm.
in Snowfall, and I loved that.
Yeah, I've seen him in something else as well. So I'll put all those links, both the stuff from the Nolan McLean from the Mets striking out the guys on the Phillies, and I'll put all of the Valentino Rossi stuff in there, in the show notes, um, because it's some cool stuff. And then the other thing I wanted to mention here was a new documentary that's out. Are you a Jeff Buckley fan?
I mean, I know of Jeff Buckley. I'm not. I wouldn't say that I'm a fan.
Right. So for listeners who don't know anything about Jeff Buckley was a um, incredible musician, early to mid '90s. Died young. He died at the age of 30 years old. He drowned in a tributary of the Mississippi River in 1997, age 30. Um, he only released one record ever in his career. It was Grace. He's probably best well known. So it's sort of like common knowledge that like the most covered song of all time is Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah,
Right.
right? Well, arguably the single greatest cover of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah is
It's
Jeff
Jeff
Buckley's
Buckley's
cover.
version. Yeah.
So if anyone could take that song and make it his own, like, and make a claim as having made it his own, it would be Jeff Buckley. Um, he had this incredible voice that was uh, kind of androgynous in a way, but incredibly expressive. He could sing in a very high register, and he was the son of a somewhat notable um, kind of folk singer kind of guy called Tim Buckley. Um, and there was a lot of pathos that arose as a result of him being the son of this musician that would never like really hit it real big. Um, and this documentary is one of in a series of music documentaries I feel like I've seen lately that is not just doing your classic documentary talking heads cut to a clip of him playing, like it's definitely coming at it with a more of a of an artist's touch
That's good.
to the making of this documentary. But it still moves along. I love the guy. I thought his music was incredible, and at some point I got hip to a uh, a posthumous release that they did that was called Live at Sin SIN-E. So there was this club, and they talk about it in the documentary called Sin in the village up in New York where Jeff Buckley lived and was trying to scratch out a living as a singer songwriter. Um, and he was working as a busboy at Sin, and they would do live music. And he finally talked them into letting him like do one night a week, and somebody did a bunch of recordings over the course of like a couple of months where he was doing these one night a week shows at Sin, and it was a really comfortable venue for him because he worked there, so he knew everybody there, and he was like totally in his element. And there's like 3 hours or 4 hours worth of stuff of him live at Chennai on this record. It was like a big like multi-disc set, and you hear tons of like banter in between the songs, and you can really, really, really get a great feel for like what this guy was like, both his music and his personality. So I really, really recommend checking out that recording in specific if you're at all interested in Jeff Buckley. But the movie is called "It's Never Over, Jeff Buckley." A new documentary that's out. Live at Cine is an incredible record. Um, Take the deep dive; it's well worth it. Uh, I believe that completes my list.
I'm all in too.
All right. Well, as always, a pleasure potting with you, sir. Let me say once more, Chris Froome, retire. Don't kill yourself over this sport. You're one of the all-time greats. Um, Next week, I will be well as this episode is dropping right now. I will be at the Maryland Cycling Classic, um, and look forward to the team bus next week, where I will give you a full report.
Absolutely. Try to get some pictures and whatnot.
Oh, many pictures will be taken. That's for sure. I got to figure out a way to charge my phone at some point because I think I'm going to be using a lot of juice.
You need a brick.
So, yeah, I need a brick or just pop into some place where I can plug it in. That's all. Be well. Go for a bike ride, and we'll see you next time. Beyond the Slipstream. Ale.
Ale.
Beyond the Slipstream is a companion to the Team Bus and is produced by Harperama. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Please like, subscribe, leave a review, and tell your friends about us. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Ale!